see what's yours for the taking tonight. Ooh, show me your soul, baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul, can't you see it's way past time? How expensive do I have to be? I mean, I spell it out before you get it, baby. Show me your soul, and honey, I'll show you mine.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ooh, can somebody get me some fresh cucumber slices? Oh my goodness. Anyway, good morning to you. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm Dr. Loren, and I'm so excited to be here. It's been a minute. We've been out doing all kinds of things. What a wonderful summer it's been so far. How's it going for you in your neck of the woods? I would love to know. Wow. So anyway, yeah. First of all, what's up with the spiders this summer? Yes, I said spiders. I got bitten. I don't know when, and I don't know where, but I'm going to set myself, I'm going to be some bait myself. I'm going to sit out on the deck. I have a feeling that's where it happened. I got bitten on the back of my right leg and on the kneecap. Of all places, the kneecap. Spider bites for sure. So anyway, been a lot of rain here in the Chicagoland area. And of course, the little critters outside, ants, spiders, things like that, they try to go to higher ground. They're not trying to drown. And I can understand that. So anyway, if you're outside, keep your eye out, right? Because man, this thing itches. But anyway, they were here first. That's all I got to say. When I'm outside, I'm in their world. I'm just a visitor. So anyway, I have my banana here. That's my fruity breakfast. Of course, I can't eat on the show anymore. I won't say who's responsible for that. Hello, Shaquille, the show producer. No more eating on the show. So anyway, we have a great show in store for you guys today. I have a local, a Chicagoan. He's an educator. He's an actor. But today, he is here as his, I don't know if it's number 3, but it's one of his 3 personas. He is also a prolific artist. I am not kidding. I was introduced to this person just a few weeks ago. And you know how you're like, and it was here in our home and was very, like, I don't want to say shy, but kind of shy about sharing his work. And so it was on his phone. He hands it over and tries to snatch it back before I can even get focused on the screen. Excuse me, give me that back. And then I was like, wow. Now, you know how Dr. Loren feels about WOW. WOW means you are in the presence of a wonder of this world. That's right. Something that there's no word or words to truly express the feeling you're within in that very moment. So when you're sharing something with someone or they're sharing something with you, and one of you or both of you goes, wow, hey, don't just blow it off. Get close and see what it is that makes this a divine moment. See, I'm not trying to finish my journey with a pile or a mountain full of, fond memories behind me. Ooh, remember when we went to Disneyland and you drank all those margaritas and got sick on the teacup ride? That was some funny shit. That's not a divine memory. That's a fond memory. A divine memory is when you're in presence of something that makes you just go, wow. Can I get an amen? That's the bell of purpose, y'all. It is here on purpose, and I ring it with purpose. Why? It is not a show gimmick. It's not a prop. It's more of a reminder that just like that bell has a ring to it, you guessed it, so does the truth. The truth, y'all, is so important. Why? Because it is the only thing, and I do mean only, single solitary thing in this universe that will never change. And it will never change on us. So make sure that you have your intuitive tuning fork, if you will, tuned into due north, where all things wonderful will find you and you will find them. There it is. Also, at this time, welcome to the show. She's my sidekick. I refer to her as my little Ed McMahon. That's a reference from Johnny Carson from 100 years ago for you youngsters. Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo. Say good morning, Lucy. Almost 12 years ago, she and I, in a robe, not this one, but one of the 30 in the home here, started out in the driveway as a Facebook Live, and we called it Bathrobe Moments. And here we are, all these years later. I say that today to remind you all, it is never too late. It is never too anything. Get TOO out of the middle of your dialogue. Oh, it's too late. I'm too old. And we're going to talk about that today with our guest, who is now transferring from one wonderful thing that he's been doing to ease suffering in the world for decades into this new piece. Well, it's not really new, but you'll see what I mean. So what I'm getting at is TOO, and we're going to wrap the monologue up with this. TOO, when we leave it where it was intended at the end of a sentence, it is automatically inclusive. Oh, come on. There's room in the car for you too. Ooh, I know you can do this too. See? But when we move it, it becomes too late, too old, too expensive, too much. And the minute we say too much, poof, the universe has to live up to its word. And something in your world will disappear because there's a promise that we will never be given more than we can handle. So it's okay to say, it's so hard. It's so late. I'm so old. I'm so tired. But it's never too, unless it's at the end of a sentence. Can I get one more amen? There we go. So again, I just said, now you know it's true. That's powerful. If I say so myself, that's powerful, right? So I want to know how you guys are doing today. Please drop it in the comments where you're at. Hi, Damon K. Ross. I miss your face. How's that son of yours? Oh, Demon's, he's probably driving a car by now. Damon K. Ross, you guys, we'll get it. You need to come back to the show yourself. And Julius Mercer. Now, there's an author, and there's an athlete of the highest magnitude, and is doing big things in the world, just like, hopefully, all of you, all of us, right? So let's get right to it. Today's guest, his name is Bob Pries. That's like priest without the T, okay? Now, he's known in the art world as RL Pries. He's going to jump on me. That ain't my name. Yes, it is. You know how. I hate to say it. No, I don't. I'm going to just put it out there. But you know, these artist people, they something extra. Oh, my goodness. I'm not kidding. I'm like, what? What in the world? But, hey, that's why their work lives for thousands of years in many cases. Because, you know, they're just that good. Listen, when we return, we're going to go to a brief break. When we return, we're going to have our guest here on the stage. What do I want to show you guys? I'm sure you know me. I was the kind of kid your mom buys you. Now, don't put on those new pants. They for when we go to grandma's party next month. I folded them up, put them in my backpack, and took them to school and changed into them the very next day. I could not let something sit. I just cannot. I can't keep a secret either, so don't ever tell me one. You've been warned. So yesterday, the film crew was here. We were filming for the Damon John. Do you guys remember him? One of the original Shark Tank Sharks, has a show called Inside Success. And they were here in the home yesterday for about 4 hours. And we recorded a bunch of content, but also recorded a little something for you all about what's coming up around the corner. And yeah, Shaquille's going to kill me because he's backstage and they have not done their little, emery board thing where they fix it up and make it perfect for television. I don't care. I couldn't wait. I wanted to share it with you. So I'm going to share it with you now. And listen, come on back. When we come back, our guests will be ready to come on stage. I have some of the most beautiful artwork for you all to check out this morning. More bathrobe moments straight ahead. Don't you dare go away. We'll be right back.
I am speeding.
Hey, friends. How you doing today? It's Dr. Loren. And whenever I've got some great news, I like to share it with you first. So here it goes. Finally, the book is finished. That's right. It's been almost a year, and we've completed it. My co-author, Dr. Sanjeev Chopra, and myself, here it is. It is real, not just a rumor, not an urban myth. From splintered to centered, 7 dimensions for navigating your soul. Now, not just a book, but there's some other things I want to let you in on. Next month, Dr. Sanjeev and I will be headed to New York City to Chopra House. That's Dr. Deepak Chopra's production facility, where we're going to do a full-out interview on this book, and there's some prizes and some surprises in store for all of you. Get over to LorenMichaelsHarris.com to keep up on all the happenings. Also, there's a full-day event attached to this book, Fellowship of Souls, it's called. More information as it becomes available. Where do you find it? That's right, LorenMichaelsHarris.com. We'll see you there and beyond. It's never about what's in a book. It's about the book that's in you. See you soon. The power of we was a way of inclusion, a way of inviting anyone who needed or wanted a place to belong.
It was just very clear to me that this was something that would really benefit the young folks right here.
And to be able to give them a different perspective, that I know where they come from, I know what they're experiencing because I was there too, and letting them know that there's different actions that they can take that'll lead to a different destiny.
We really needed to hear that. In order to change our community, we needed to hear that.
And they are inspired to invest in making it happen. That's powerful.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, everyone, without further ado, I'm so honored and so pleased to bring you one of the, and I'm not just kidding, one of the, well, let's just say, one of the few artists that I've met face to face whose work truly grabbed me right in the moment, in that very moment that I laid eyes on it for the very first time. So let's get him in here. R.L. Priest, there you are. Oh, he's got a little filter on. He's just, now that's so you don't recognize him as the actor. I already know what's going on. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I feel like I should come down here to be on Evelyn, but I can't. Oh, there we are.
Right closer now.
Good morning. How you feeling today?
I feel okay. I'm a little raspy. I don't know. It sounded a little like I had some like whiskey and something like last night. It sounds like I do. I didn't.
Oh, I was like, did you really?
No.
Oh.
I just woke up sounding like there was something going on, but.
Well, I see by your shirt, I see you got your name tag on, boss.
Yeah, exactly.
Say hello to the folks out there. What I like to do, RL, is that okay if I call you RL?
Yeah, that's good. That's Robert Lewis.
Great. I like to kind of step off for a second and leave the stage and just give you whatever time you need, a half minute, a full minute, to just say hello to the audience and share with them one of the things that you feel you get to do every single day that allows you to ease some forms in your own way of easing some form of suffering somewhere in the world. And then we're going to take what your response is, and that's how we'll start the trajectory of today's conversation. Sound good?
Okay.
All right.
I get everything with that.
Yeah, just say hello and just really, I'm just going to give you a little hint. You know that thing that touched my heart because it was the place where I did my very first speaking engagement inside of the special needs world. So I mean, I feel like I should like bow because you have stayed with that for so many decades. And when we're talking about education, teachers and whatnot, you all, and did you know that most of the teachers nowadays, I don't know how long it's been that way, but it is currently, that come out of school with a special ed or a special education degree, special needs, they last, in most cases, not even 2 years. It's just so heavy. It's so hard. There's so many reports, so many restrictions that many of them then go directly from that right over to general education. But RL here has remained in there doing the hard work on the front lines. Okay. I was considered a special needs kid because of all those years in the foster care system. So it has a special, a deep-rooted place within not just my heart, but my soul. So if you could just go in and tell people a little bit about that, and I'll be back in just a moment. All you.
Okay. Well, my name is Bob Pries, and as Loren said, my artist name is R.L. Priest, Robert Lewis. I've been working as a special education teacher in CPS for 14 years now. And so we're going back to school on Monday and getting ready for that. And I'm not sure what my assignment is going to be this year, but I'm excited to be back. So every day's a little bit working with the kids and getting to know them. It'll be interesting to see what I have this year. Could be a completely different kind of classroom than I've had in the past. You never know. But it's something that's certainly not easy, but it is rewarding on a daily basis, actually. Sometimes some days are harder than others. But it's something I'm really glad I got into.
Yes, and we are glad too. Thank you for that, Bob. Now we're going to switch over and talk to, you know, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Now we're going to talk to the, I don't know, I need a head that has your face on it, 3 of them, and I can just spin it. Whichever one it lands on, we ask that one a question. That would be fun. Ooh.
Well, I just figured, I've been in the acting community for 40 years. And
did you say 40 or 4?
40. Yeah. So, I've done like more than 60 professional productions, across the Chicago area. And so to switch over to the artist thing, which, it isn't a complete switch, but, we're sharing space. And it just seemed to me like I'd much rather not confuse people. And I also don't want to be one of those actors who also, who decided to become an artist or something like that. Whereas I was an artist first, Yeah.
And you and I are about the same age.
Yeah.
I'm 64, you're 65, I believe.
Well, I will be.
You will be.
Soon, shortly, yeah.
Right. So, and a lot of people, as they start to think about what they're going to do when I hate the word retire. I don't use it, but when they transition, let's say, into what's next for them, I got to go. They think the only things it is I'm going to be a Walmart greeter, or something like that. And no, it doesn't have to be. Sometimes we're allowed, if we give ourselves permission, to go back and pick up some of those things that we didn't. Some people put things away because they're raising a family. Some people because they have a demanding career, such as yourself. Some people, like me, didn't even discover half of the things that I get to do every day now until I was 50 years old. No fault of my own. It was just my journey. And so I want to say this about you because over on, and we're going to go there in just a little bit so I can show you just a plethora of Bob's work, RL's work, that you are just, I guarantee you're going to go, oh my goodness, right? Now he has held the majority of these works. I think he said currently he has over 70 pieces that have not been made available to the public for purchase. And so today we're going to introduce you all to these fine works of art. And I hope you get over and grab something for your collection. But here's a little bit about why and why Bob does what he does, RL, Pries, and how he does it. So he goes, this is from the About Me section on the website. He goes, hello and welcome to RL Pries Arts. I've been an artist all my life, and I remember using a pencil to draw before I used one to write my own name. When anyone asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I would answer, an artist. Now, I grew up in the Chicago area, and I'm without a doubt a product of the public school system. Join the club, brother, me too. What for you let me stop. Okay, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Now, when public schools back in the day, for real, they still provided art instruction, just like music and all the things that just make a child's life so much fun. But every day, from kindergarten through high school, Bob took part in these things. And he wanted to say, the art teachers who saw the passion that I had for creating introduced me to the history of art and to the important movements, to the masters and their masterpieces, and then that encouraged me to dabble in all of it, pushing me to take on challenges I would never have thought to attempt on my own. But nonetheless, here you are. So let's talk about that. In my notes when we did our pre-interview, you shared with me back in the day, and this I'd like you to just take us back in time, when you said, I didn't see my own uniqueness. And then I have something in the notes about it took some college art classes. And then during those classes, out of the blue, where did that come from? Well, where indeed? Share that. How did you lose track of this natural gift that you came here with?
Well, I don't know that I've ever lost track of it because it's always been a little part of my life. But there was a time where I just didn't consider myself to be an artist. I knew that I drew really well, and I could transfer what I saw in front of me to, a canvas or a piece of paper. But that's all thought I was doing. I didn't really think there was any point of view attached to it, and I didn't. My lack of self confidence, sort of let me drop it, and I kind of stopped pursuing it.
So you didn't think, I get it. I think that's, what do you all think out there? Put it in the comments. Is that imposter syndrome? Because, we hear that all the time, but it's like, does any of us really know what imposter syndrome looks like? Now, mind you, limited belief system, scarcity mindset, all those things. Yeah, yep, I get it. It's that imposter syndrome. Like, I am not good enough. Did you find yourself comparing yourself, or was it you comparing your work? Which were you comparing mostly?
I think I was probably comparing myself. But you're exactly right. I mean, I think there's still goes on. So, are you okay?
Yes, excuse me. That hit me.
Well, the imposter syndrome, I think, yes. And I still am plagued by that every once in a while. But I looked at my work and I thought, well, it looks great. And I always got compliments on it, but it was not very inspired to me. I felt like I was just doing was copying something. And of course, now I look back and I go, it's not easy to transfer something from life onto a canvas, onto a piece of paper. But I didn't look at that as enough. So,
I'm going to say this. That got me. I was drinking coffee at the same time that it just like hit me in the face. I still do that.
Yeah.
I still do that. And I'm sure many of us do. Where, it's like this. I'm going to be honest with you. I think I told you this when you were here. Shaquille sent me something. Oh, the show producer is inside the show today, for real. Bob, this is the first. Shaquille wants everybody to know that Bathrobe Moments has always been about one thing: presence and not performance. Not polish, but presence. When someone sits down in this space and allows themselves to simply be real, something shifts for them, for the audience, and for everyone in the room. Bob, I think he sent that to you to just let you know it's working. Thank you, Shaquille. See what I mean? That's what I love about this guy. And it happened to work for me just now. But I want to go here. Do you still compare? Because what makes me question that, because you saw my face. We were sitting in my living room and I said, well, how many pieces do you have? Because my greedy ass, I was already thinking, I'm getting one of those. I don't care how, but I'm going to trick him out of one of those. And you said to me, you gave me a number. What was that number? Roughly.
Number? Like pieces? Yeah, it's about 70, yeah. That I've been putting together since the beginning of COVID, really.
Which isn't very long.
No, about 5-6 years, yeah.
For 70 pieces.
Yeah.
So what did you do? Every time you finished one, look at it. Okay, come on. We're going to put baby in the corner. Let's go.
There wasn't time to look at it because I was on to the next piece already. So it literally has been a continual process. I don't really go a day without painting.
Ooh, that's like a day without sunshine.
Yeah.
A day without breathing. A day. So it's really, you don't go a day without your purpose.
Yeah.
And you have multiple. Because
true.
Kids, the acting. Right. So let me ask you this. Tell us about that surprise moment. We're going to, you told me a little story about, I think it was a Mother's Day incident.
Right.
Your mom and your sister. And something happened. It was an epiphany, an aha moment for you. Talk about that if you could.
Well, I'd been talking about the fact that I'd been doing art again. You know, I've been painting and been telling my family about it for some months. And so all they heard was, you know, I'm painting again. And every time they'd call, I'd be, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm working on the painting. So I brought some pieces for them to see. And it was a little apprehensive. I mean, they're always really supportive. So, I mean, I knew that they would say, oh, they're great, blah, blah, blah. So I took my sister out to the car with me. My mom was in the restaurant, and she came on out to help me bring the things back in. I popped the trunk, and she went, and I went, what? She's like, they're good. And it was the first time that I had seen my work through somebody else's eyes. And I'm getting goosebumps now just because it was just a moment where I went, oh, thank God. Okay. What I'm doing that I think is good is transferring. My sister's not a gusher. She's not one of those people who throws out comments.
Oh my God, that's what. Oh, jeez, that kind.
She's not that kind, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's pretty reserved with her
the fact that
emotions and response.
Gasped was I was like, first I thought, I don't know what she'd do, but she was just looking at him, and she said, you know, you were talking about it all this time, and we didn't. She goes, I just didn't expect so much.
How did that make you feel in that moment? Because literally a gasp is when something takes someone's breath away.
Yeah. It made me, well, I mean, it made me start looking at it, or at least believing in what I already thought. I mean, literally, I started painting again to see if I had some sort of voice that I never thought that I had when I was younger. And I wanted to see if I had something to say on the canvas. And while you're doing it in, you know, isolation by yourself, you never really know. And yeah, it was validation, I suppose, which you hate not to need, but it is nice to see it coming from somebody else. And it's coming from somebody else who doesn't offer up, you know, huge compliments to everybody, you know, she meets. It was moving. It was
so in other words, you expected, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought we'd go over to Denny's for lunch. How about you? Oh, yeah.
Denny's.
How's your little painting hobby coming along?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. So, and you know, that's an important place to stop real quick. And just to make mention, you know, sometimes our expectations are what drive the situation. Because a person can say something and really mean what your sister meant with the intake of air, but it's just their way. It's just who they are. But we always go, see? You know what I mean? So I want to ask you this. When you complete a piece, how do you know it's finished? How do you stop yourself? Because I'm ADHD. I think you said you are too.
No.
Oh, you're not? Oh.
No.
I was trying to recruit you to the club. But how do you know when it is just exactly, well, I was going to say how you envisioned it, but do you envision it? That's a great question. When you're on the front part and the canvas is blank and you see something in your mind, how close to that original image does the final work turn out to be? 80%, 90%, not at all? Or is it just depending on each one?
I think it depends on each one. I would say if you want to look at a percentage, I'd say about 50%, because a lot of times it goes in a different direction, or it becomes, if anything, it becomes more than I envisioned it. What's that?
What do you think that means when it becomes more than you envision it? Does that mean perhaps you are co-creating with something greater than yourself through inspiration?
I think that's exactly what it is.
I do too. That's right. That's right. And that is why I believe when we're told not to judge, it doesn't include just other people and other things. It includes primarily ourselves. Because, you know, we're always going to, it's not good enough. And then if we listen to a couple asshats along the way, there you go. everything gets put away, put baby in the corner, and
Yeah.
it doesn't get to be shared with the world. So I want to ask you this. Let's go here. So that situation with your mom and your sister really changed your life.
Yeah. Well, I
Okay.
mean, it certainly gave me the courage, to keep going,
Yeah.
keep trying new things. And I mean, back when I first started, it was every day was who knows what's going to happen. I, started every day. Now I have more of a purpose when I start a new piece, just because I know how it's going to come out. I have more experience in working, especially now I'm working in oils. But back then I was, working with acrylics, and I'm just learning. And so
You're
every
so right.
day, yeah, every
Mhm.
day was, I would experiment with certain things to see if any of it spoke to me. If I had something that I would just start with some shapes. Now I'm much more have a much clearer picture of what I'm doing.
You know,
Um,
Bob, I want to ask you this because I just thought about it. You you automatically expect some type of a judgment response from people, I would think, when you show them your work, because you're asking, what do you think?
yeah,
Whereas I don't really have to do that. I don't have to, I mean, if they want to offer it, yeah, that's fine, but if you say the wrong thing, I wish you would. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, because I'm gonna tell you something. Yes, there it is. I am not great at that. I remember when I first started in this career and I was working on a keynote speech. I was sending it to the people that were closest to me. Hey, take a look at this. Read it over. Tell me what you think. And the minute they started giving me some constructive criticism, that's what I learned. I changed that word. Constructive criticism made me go, well, and they say, listen, if you don't want my true opinion of what you asked me for, then don't ask me for it.
yeah,
Okay. But then what I had to do is I had to change it from I didn't ask people for constructive criticism anymore. I asked them to give me constructive insight. And that changed it for me. So let me ask you something. Is it difficult for you when you show people work? Is that why you snatched the phone back so fast from me? Um, how do you deal with the judgment part? Do you turn away while they're looking at it, or do you watch their eyes and face to see the true thing go? It's just like this. I'm gonna just keep it real, y'all. Everybody say, "Oh, every baby is cute." Now, we all know every now and then you
not so
pull that
much.
little bassinet blanket, like, but oh, isn't she cute? That kind of thing. We all do it. Don't act like you don't. But what I'm getting at is, how do you deal with that piece, the potential judgment piece? How do you get past it to just keep going, creating in one after the next after the next?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I think people respond pretty well to what I've shown them. I think we have a tendency to turn constructive criticism into destructive criticism.
Ooh.
you know, you want to take it the wrong way, but sometimes I take somebody's, if they seem to be kind of like, they don't see much, or they're not, it's not their style, or they're not this or that. Yeah, and you want to turn it into something that's going to tear you down. I can't do that, and I don't let it. I would just be like, well, I'll win him over with the next piece,
Well,
because everything's different. I work in a bunch of different styles, a bunch of different families of paintings, so every piece isn't going to be everybody's liking. But I think you can look at my piece and see he knows what he's doing.
yes, absolutely right. Oh yes, because you're right, and I ain't gonna mention no names, but we had a family member who was at the Chicago Art Institute and would give us little things for Christmas. And we'd be like, no, I'm not kidding. Thank goodness she's on to bigger and better things in life. But back then, and we'd be like, oh, thank you. Uh-huh. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
still but pull it out when they would come around and visit, that sort of thing. And we do that because we're not trying to hurt people's feelings. But again, back to the original question.
Yeah.
How do you see? Because a lot of people try to be perfectionist. Nothing is ever enough. Have you ever battled with that? Like just kept adding and going back and changing. And how many times?
Oh, wait, that question. Well, my studio has been sort of like, now it's cleared up and I can work back there, but I basically worked from a big easel that I've got in my kitchen. And so sometimes the work will sit out there for a while and I keep going back.
You say in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Now that's interesting.
So I'll be working on something and I'll look over and I'll go, I could have done that better. And then I go back in and, improve upon it. Now there is a moment, yes, where I stopped doing that, where you put that away and you started something else.
Yeah.
But I like having that there for me to keep.
Because it's right in front of you.
Yeah.
Because the studio is a different room. But the kitchen, you're going to be in there at least 3 times a day.
Yeah.
See,
so by the time I put that piece away, I really love it. I feel like I've done everything I can do to make that right. It's been interesting. You hear like picking out pieces to show in a little bit to decide which ones to do, and then looking at them and going, well, or looking at it going, oh, there's a spot there where did I leave that? And it's nothing you notice or anything like that, but it's something
you do.
There's a lot of continuity in my pieces. There's a lot of things that connect from one thing to another. And I look at it, I could have done that connection better.
Sure. So, RL, would you take a second, and then we're going to take a look at some of this wonderful work that we've been teasing you with all this time, this hour. Before we go to a little, just a 1-minute break, address this. Here you are at 64, almost 65, and you're really returning. Since COVID, there was a lot of time between when you were in the school system and they were saying he has it, this kid ought to go to art school, boom, 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 boom. You told me a story about a friend who had started doing art, being an artist long after you, but was already selling pieces and doing well. You're like, let's go real quick if you could, and that'll take us into the commercial break. Talk to the person out there that has put something on hold because they were raising a family or they were taking care of an elderly loved one, whatever the reason may be. And they're thinking it's too late because everyone knows if you don't use it, you lose it. Is that not always the case, right?
You don't lose it, no. I think, it's like I'd set it aside for such a long time. And when I started painting again, I'm like going, oh, okay, I'm good at this. And the more I do it, well, first of all, it felt like welcome home when I first started painting again. And I'd been away from painting since, really young. I was always drawing, I think, but you could always go home again. You know what I mean? Some trips are probably better than others, but you can go home. And
yeah, I got chills when you said that's powerful because it's going home. Think about that. Oh my goodness, that's it. That's a keeper, y'all. That's a keeper. And there are some more keepers straight ahead. Trust me. When we return, we're going to take you deep. We're going to take you all the way inside of the R.L. Priests.
Yeah.
Right? Because I was like, I want to know, the world of this man's work. So I want you to stay put. Don't go away. You'll be glad you stayed. When we come back, we're going to go inside the world of R.L. Priest and his art. Share with a friend. We'll be right back. All of our stories begin with either in the beginning or once upon a time. And for me, my story began pretty much, and this is how it was referred to for quite a while. A backdoor deal. I could be living in a different neighborhood, in a different school, with different kids in the same bedroom from day to day. And so it began to feel like I was moving through a maze. I was always the kind of kid who would talk to my imaginary friends. They would talk back. And I know now that it was a great thing because it was carving out a place for me to dream. A lot of us will say, well, I want to lose 10 pounds. And then down the road, we've gained it. Why? Because want comes like a wish list, but need comes with a plan. When you feel that power, that is your story, and you see how many paths it can light, trust me, there's nothing in the world that will make you say it wasn't worth it. Don't you dare move. We'll be right back with more of our show after these messages. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to today's installment, the Friday edition of Bathrobe Moments. We are here with Chicagoan R.L. Pries, artist extraordinaire. Ooh, and we have some of your work here. We're going to back this up. I think I like it like this. Let me see. I think we do this. I'm trying to look for a way to make, no, I don't want that one. I'm going to move it over here. Okay, there. Blow you up there. So are we we're not in the kitchen.
Yeah, we are in the kitchen.
We are?
Yeah.
Good Lord. Man.
I've got everything covered up because I've got all the paintings back on me.
Okay. Talk to us about what we're looking at.
Well, I work in a bunch of different types of paintings, and they kind of fell into families. So what you're seeing right here is on the far left over there is my Guns N' Roses series. That was my first oil painting, actually.
Wow.
And it's a still life, and I was working on a still life, and it kind of came to me in the middle of it. I was like, here I'm painting roses and a floral bouquet, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, when you think of all the still lifes that have been painted over the hundreds of years that people have been doing it, and I thought about, your still life is something that you take pieces from the house, what's laying around, and put it together and in some sort of a composition and, paint it. Yeah. And I decided to do sort of a snapshot inside of a life. And so what you'll see there, is a gun. I thought, well, it's pithy, Guns N' Roses and stuff. That's actually a training gun that police use. And so there's a wallet, there's keys. So it's sort of like where you drop things when you come home. So what is the
message? What was the message you were hoping someone would find inside this piece and say, you know what? You're coming home with me.
Well,
I mean, I don't think you're promoting violence. Or
No. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's not a way of like aggrandizing, firearms. I think what it is it's they become a part of a lot of people's lives, and there's guns in many people's homes, and it's sort of a regular occurrence in life. And I also like to create a kind of tension in my paintings, and beauty versus, violence or danger, is something that, especially in these paintings that I visit, and it's just sort of it's become something that it's a day-to-day occurrence. We hear about guns every day, and and people certainly use them. It's just a different thing, I think, than those
Yeah.
hundreds of years ago when people were painting still lifes. You didn't really have guns laying around, but now we do.
Now we do. You're absolutely right. Now I'm glad you started with that piece, RL, because go over to stage right, which is the one with the the one right there with the greens and the blues and tell us about so totally different. Now is this, first of all, that's an oil to the left, the Guns N' Roses, yes?
Yes.
And then this one that we're looking at and moving to now, what medium is that?
That's oil as well.
That's oil as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about that. What realm would you put this piece in?
Well, it's an abstract.
Okay.
And it's part of my Into the Darkness series of paintings. And
this one caught my eye, remember?
What's that?
This one really caught my eye that day.
Oh, right. Yeah. Right, because of the keys and stuff in it.
The three, yes, all the groupings of threes. And so talk about how
this is
started and what you were thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is based on, the Amazon rainforest is being depleted like every single day. And I'd seen that on a PBS thing years ago, and it made an impression on me. And the whole series is basically about the encroaching civilization on the rainforest, which, just like climate change, is something that we hear about every day, and it concerns me, and it shows up in my paintings. This one, I said, what you see is a sort of the construct, which is the tension in this painting, is the encroaching civilization development, and back behind it, you basically see an abstract idea about the jungle, and the symbols, the keys, represent the indigenous people who are getting, shrinking as well, and the
wow, I didn't know that.
rabbits that sit with them that we're losing as well.
So, can we? I don't know if this is protocol, but I'm going to ask because I love this painting. Let's just take this piece that you've just described.
Yeah.
How much would you say something like this would cost?
This piece would fall in the area of maybe $1,200.
See, so a lot of people think something like that is thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. But that's one of the things I love, because I've gone to your website and we're going to share a bit of it here in a moment. Everything is so reasonably priced. And did you struggle with that? How does an artist put a price on something that they have poured everything they are into? How do you do it?
Well, I know it's like, I think that was really top of mind when I first started trying to price these things. And, I grew up on the south side of Chicago, where we're a blue collar family. And I think I didn't want to overprice things because back then I don't think I really felt I believed that they were worth, all that kind of stuff. But that same friend who was brand new to art and was starting to sell pieces and stuff like that encouraged me to not undersell myself. And
a lot of us do. I still struggle with it.
Yeah. And so, I mean, you do put there is sort of like a model that you put out there in terms of how much you spend on a piece and the time that goes devoted towards it, that you can use to, and certainly, being a new artist, even though I've been doing it for, 60 years, you're an emerging artist, Yeah. So you don't want to outprice yourself, but you also want to say, hey, what I'm doing is worth something.
Right.
And, you think about the time and energy and the thought that goes into each piece, and you think about the days or weeks that it takes to create. Some of them you do work on for a month, not, 24 hours a day, but you are putting time in it.
Yes. I'm showing I'm sure you can see it.
Yeah.
There on the screen, I'm just let's just blow it up. We're at your website right now.
Yeah.
First thing that stands out to me is that you make some of your work available to everyone. You see, for the person that, you know, has that type of investment, this At the Edge of Darkness. And look at the size, you all, 77 by 36. For those of us who don't know how to do anything but count on our fingers, that's me. How many feet by how many feet? I know that's something by 3 feet, right? Wait, 12.
Well, yeah, it's basically that piece is a triptych, so it's 3 pieces, and I mean it's about 6 feet across and 3 feet.
Wow. So okay. That's a great look at that, and it's absolutely beautiful. And the colors, this a little darkness. Now you love the word darkness.
Well, with the Amazon thing, that's what, you know, there's vines that are growing towards the darkness. They're not growing towards the light. So it's, you know, I mean,
wait,
that was basically the point there.
Tell them about that, about the vines growing. That's a
well,
big,
you know, it's like when you get used to a vine growing towards the light, when the light starts to be taken away from them, they learning how to grow towards the darkness.
That's absolutely beautiful. And then we see Burnish Joy right in the mid sweet spot, $695 with Circus the same way, bright colors, just love it. Oh, here's that oil. Wow, here's a complete black and white.
Oh yeah, that goes, and that's sort of very narrative. It's got the guns. It's a Guns N' Roses series, but I actually painted that for a play that here in Chicago that was part of the set.
Wow.
And yeah, I made it more of a cartoon piece.
Yeah.
With the guns making the bang and the pow and click like that, but among a bed of roses, but it's in black and white like newspaper.
This is one of my favorites, and I think it's one of yours too. Talk about why. Yeah, why is this one so special to you?
Well, my Chicago pieces have got a little bit more romance, affection. I could be, some of the other stuff could be really dark, but I really do love Chicago. I love living here. Yeah. I've been here my whole adult life.
Yeah.
And this beach is sort of my getaway within the city. So Hollywood Beach is up on the north side, right at that point where Lakeshore Drive runs into Sheridan Road, where it ends. And this is a very, very quiet sort of moment. I guess it's right there. It's called, you know, Early Morning, Hollywood Beach. Nice. And it's a big piece too. That's about 4 feet by 3 feet. And it's quiet. It's before the tension in this piece is just sort of the day's not begun yet, where it turns into a very, very crowded, like mass of people. And that sort of like lonely bike sitting there by itself. Sort of an idea. It's a snapshot of a moment in time where it's still quiet and peaceful, and it feels like, you know, must have felt hundreds of years ago here in Chicago
you have so many wonderful pieces. We could be here all day, but unfortunately, we only have an hour. But here's the good news for all of you out there. And right now, I see 200 sets of eyes. Now, I know at least one set has said, "Ooh, I want to know more." Scrolling along the bottom of your screen is how you get to where we were just at, the website, www.rlpriestart.com/shop-art. We're going to drop that inside your comment section for easy access. And also, you'll find it in the show notes immediately at the end of the show. If people want to get in touch with you just to talk, maybe they want to know if you can commission a special piece, or is there a discount if I buy an entire collection? You know, is this the best place to reach you?
I would say by email would probably be best.
Okay. Do you want to drop that into the, let me see how much time we have. We have 1 minute. Here's what we're going to do, everybody.
Yeah.
We're going to get that. Do you have a contact us though on your website?
Yes.
Okay.
I think
go there. And if you can't get Bob or RL, whichever one shows up that way, come to Dr. Loren. I've got his phone number. I ain't afraid to use it. Okay. And I'm sure if it meant a sale, you wouldn't mind either now, would you?
Come on, call. Yeah.
That's right. You guys, I will be hanging one of these pieces in my home sometime soon. I guarantee you that. And we're going to bring Mr. Priest back from time to time to give you an update on some of his new work. So thank you, and thank you for not only what you do in the acting world, not only what you do in the educational world, and surely not just what you do in the world of creating great art, but in the world of being a great person who is creating legendary everything for those who are yet to come to this world and will find something that they can heal with, learn through, and grow with for a long, long time. That, my friend, is powerful. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, anytime. And anytime for you all, come on back. We got something for you next week and the week after and the week after. In the meantime, get out there. Make a difference in the world. Ease a little suffering wherever you find yourself today. And, hey, try this one. Leave every person and every opportunity a little better than they were when you first encountered them. Do that and watch what happens. I'm Dr. Loren, and I cannot wait to see and be with you on our next episode of Bathrobe Moments. Thank you for being here and for being who you are. Have the best weekend ever. Thanks again, Bob. We'll see you all soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Oh, no. Have a great one. That's the way to go. Bye-bye.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time.